Welcome back, everybody, to TadashiiPasu here, bringing you more Diablo 3 with...
I hate your jokes so much.
You know you love them.
No, I don't.
Speaking of jokes, for those of you who don't follow my Twitter...
Speaking of jokes, me.
Wow, that's some low self-esteem. Over Twitter, I did post a very terrible pun that was actually... Well, I thought it was funny, but Sham Warrior likes to disagree. And the joke goes... What do you call an evil bear? Akuma.
Nobody's going to understand that unless they speak Japanese.
Well, I mean, okay, so
you know that the amount of people who speak Japanese in your like immediate circles of people who follow you on Twitter is going to be extremely small.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure maybe if I made more anime references, I'm sure that base would actually grow in size. Oh yeah, I should use some of my new abilities.
Oh yeah,
Wait.
happy 420 by the way.
Oh yeah, it is 420. Take a bit, little bit, roll it up, take a hit.
My life is empty and oh wait.
What?
Oh, sorry, that was the remix.
Oh, your own personal remix? Is that what's going on?
No, it's shoot.
His name is Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. Oh yeah, he's really depressed now. His songs are all shitty and sad.
Are you calling Kid Cudi a shitty artist now? Is that
I mean,
it?
his newest album, Speeding Bullet to Heaven, was really, well, it was shit-tastic, basically. I mean,
oh, wow.
I don't think anybody liked it. And I'm not joking when I say I don't think anybody liked it, because I have not seen a single positive review.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, I have forgotten quite a bit about Kid Cudi. I mean, like, there's like the what was it? Music to My Life or something like that.
I don't remember actually.
Oh yeah, this is the Cave of Betrayer. Cool.
Oh, I got a book. Knowledge.
Yeah, because you're the one that needs the books, not me. I have all the book smart, so I don't need any more books.
You don't read.
Okay. See, when you phrase it like that, it makes it sound like as though I'm incapable of reading.
Yeah, you illiterate.
Oh, I'm too sorry, sir. I don't mean to offend.
You know what I like?
What?
How being a minority, I can basically make any race joke I want. Oh, I can't pick up this up. I can make any race joke I want, and it'll be like, "Oh, Shamir." But when a white person does it, it's, "You can't say that. You're gonna offend somebody. Why would you even do that?"
Double standards are always fun.
Yeah, we dropped some loot back there that we can't pick up. By the way.
No, that's because you can't pick it up. You, sir, are full on inventory.
What? No.
Yeah, you are.
That's impossible.
It's quite possible.
But I want to pick all this stuff up.
Oh, speaking of double standard, me and Sham actually just watched a little social experiment a little while ago, and the idea behind this experiment is that the differences between the types of people that commit the same crime. So it was these two guys, they're friends, and it was a white guy and a black guy. The white guy tries to break into this car using the coat hanger method, and he's at it for like 30 minutes. Nobody stops him. A cop car even pulled up in front of the car that he was actually trying to like unlock, and the cop just moved on by, did nothing, didn't say anything, didn't look in his direction. But as soon, like, literally like 2 minutes as the black guy attempts the same exact thing on the same exact car, cops immediately roll up like 2 minutes later, and like they start asking, they start pretty much detaining him, really. And that was just quite it's quite interesting, because it definitely shows that there's definitely still some racial profiling of sorts, that clearly white people cannot be up to any white people can't be up to no good as compared to a minority.
Tell you what, those dirty minorities.
Fucking hate them.
Yeah. Letting them into our country. This is our country.
Yeah, you know, we should build a wall. We should build a wall. What the hell?
Oh, sorry, I brought us back.
Okay, I was like, what the hell just happened? This was like the exact fucking shit.
Actually, a lot of the stuff Donald Trump says, like build a wall, make Mexico pay for it, is pretty ridiculous. But I feel like some people just don't give him enough credit for some of the stuff he says and takes it out of context at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not trying to defend him.
I mean, again, like, when it comes, like, obviously with every idea, there's a purpose for having the idea in the first place, but it just might not be that the idea was, well, what was it?
Well stated.
Yeah, well stated.
He has good ideas, but he's not good at pleasing people with the way he puts them. So it comes off in the wrong way a lot. Like when he said he wanted to ban Muslims coming to the United States, like that sounds bad. You're eliminating, like, America was founded on religious freedom. So to say that a certain religious group can't come into the country sounds really shitty, but in context of all the stuff that's been going on, it makes sense to, for a temporary time, not allow Muslims to come into the country, especially from a region where a large number of people have a high chance of being related to the Islamic State, and
yes,
potential. Oh, are we going here?
Yeah, we exit. Yeah.
Okay, and they could potentially. Damn it! I can't talk, and I can't activate this stone. They could potentially be a terrorist.
Yeah. And that's not like anything like, you know, that's not like some sort of racial profile on our part, but it's just like statistics have shown.
That's just a fact. That's like the stereotypes exist for a reason. And even though it sounds really shitty to say that black people commit more crimes than white people, and that sounds racist, but it's true. It's not because black people just have a disposition to being worse than white people. That's just how it is. And I mean, every time I go to an airport, I can't think, and I've flown pretty frequently, at least once a year.
Yeah, because you go to visit your family.
Yeah, because I have family out of the country. Every time I go to the airport, I'm always like searched in some way that other people aren't, and I'll joke about it.
The random.
Yeah, the quote unquote random search where they open up all my bags and pat me down. Like, I get why they do that, and I don't have a problem with it. I'm still gonna joke about it and call them racist just because it's funny and I don't really care. But like, I'm glad that they do that, because if they really made it random, they're gonna get a lot of people who don't really need to be there. I mean, it is a hassle and it is annoying and it shouldn't be a thing, but it needs to be a thing, because, you know, a lot of people of my skin tone are the ones who commit these crimes, unfortunately, and I'm kind of ashamed of it, but I'm not wishing I was another race, and I'm not trying to say that, oh, we need to be treated differently.
It's just that due to circumstances, people view, like, there's a, well, stereotype amongst people of your skin tone.
Right.
And it's because of that while the whole race thing is kind of, you know, it may seem bad, but there is a valid connection amongst, like, the happenings and the people that commit said happenings.
Right.
So it's not just like, you know, people are just like being assholes or anything when they do like make claims like that or say things like that. It's just that, you know, it's an unfortunate truth.
Right. And I mean, there's definitely boundaries on how far you can go. Like, recently someone got kicked off of a flight just because they spoke Arabic. Like, that's profiling.
Yeah.
And that's not a good kind of profiling, if there is a good kind. Because the person shouldn't be removed from the flight just for speaking another language, which is the whole point of flights, is to travel to faraway places. So,
yeah,
you know, that should be implied that someone will be speaking another language. But that's taking it a little too far. Maybe you could be cautious because they spoke Arabic and maybe look at this guy like, hey, maybe something's up. But if you don't know what he's saying and the guy hasn't done anything suspicious, you can't say that, you know, oh, he's gonna blow us all up.
There is no reason for suspicion or cause for concern.
Who is this kid?
I have no idea, honestly. Emperor Hakan 2, the second.
2. This is Emperor Hakan 2.0 with upgraded features.
I'm sorry. It's just that I read it as 2 because I've been going through Roman numerals and like bullet point formats. So I'm like, okay, this is section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on, so forth.
We got into some deep shit just now.
Yeah.
I started this thinking we were gonna talk about drugs because it's 420, and I was like, yeah.
But then we just talk about crime rates and things like that.
Yeah.
Also, interesting fact that in regards to the whole racing, I know we've visited this subject already, but
Oh, let's visit it again.
yeah,
Let's stay for a while. Spend the night.
during my studies, while I was studying the whole death penalty, is it good for you, is it not good for the nation deal, I did find an article that actually did research on this about the types of execution that are carried out by whom and who is executed. And the entire preface for the experiment was done in a completely theoretical situation, and it showed that people of a Caucasian ethnicity have a tendency to actually go for the death penalty more so if they know that they are discriminating against a person of color.
That's interesting.
Yeah, whereas people of color listen more to the whole reasoning and actually are persuaded by evidence rather than the skin color of the people being persecuted. So when it comes to the color people deciding whether or not to use the death penalty, it's there is no trend. It's based on the evidence that's provided. Whereas with white people, against other white people, it's based against on the evidence that's provided. But against people of color, it's more just the fact that they are of color that they will incite the death penalty against them. Which I thought was very interesting.
That is very interesting. Why do you think that is?
Primarily, I would say because of previous historical racial prejudice that still exists within today's society. That also having to be this whole. I understand people have pride in Confederate history, but there's also making a big deal of it and bringing it back again when. They do try to be touchy around the subject, so they try to maneuver around the whole slavery concept.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was kind of the Confederacy.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to be.
Confederate history is kind of weird because there's one thing. It's one thing to be proud of Southern history. It's another thing to embrace the culture that existed when the Civil War was going on, because South was for slavery, North was against slavery, and obviously the issue was more complicated than that, but that was one of the main components that made up the Civil War, was the fact that the Southerners wanted to have this industry of slavery, whereas the Northerners didn't.
Yeah, it was just one. It's hard to to remove certain concepts from history, from historical human behavior from today's society. But I mean, it's just kind of it's not really anything that any one person can fix. It's not an overnight. It's not a band-aid solution or something to it. It's just that it's there, and learning how to somehow, not necessarily cope with it, but just find a means where we can eliminate said prejudice because we know that it does exist.
Right.
Well, we have actually, we've gone on quite a bit, so,
this was deep, man. Wait. How high are you gonna get today?
I'm about 5'8", 5'10". So,
oh, cool. I'm 6'3".
Yeah. So,
we're pretty high right now. I've been working on this high my entire life since birth. That's how serious I am about this. If you want to let us know how high you are in the comments, just post your height, your 3 sizes, whatever. I don't really care.
Okay, so we are actually running out of time for reals. So
no, let's keep going. Let's keep talking.
Thank you guys for watching. This has been TadashiiPasu with
Sham Warrior.
If you like our content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. TadashiiPasu, signing out.
Bye, everybody.